What's going on, everybody? It's Matt here from Chill TCG. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a new and improved Eternatus VMAX deck list. Of course, Chilling Reign just came out a couple days ago, and there were a lot of new cards that came out in this new Pokemon TCG expansion that actually really benefited Eternatus VMAX, which again is a incredibly powerful card, which has been out since Darkness Ablaze months and months ago. It's the same kind of deck that we all know and love. You know, we're running a high count of Pokemon. We got 4 Eternatus Vs, 3 Eternatus VMAXs. We got 4 Crobats, all great stuff that all came out in Darkness Ablaze. But in terms of the new stuff that came out during Chilling Reigns that we added to this deck, of course, it's going to be 2 of the new Galarian Moltres V. This card is absolutely phenomenal. It's got the ability Dire Flame Wings. Once during your turn, you may attach a Dark Energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon, and you cannot use more than 1 Dark Flame Wing ability each turn. So, it's just a way to accelerate energies. Again, it's a nice way to power up Moltres, but you might be wondering, how does that kind of help facilitate Eternatus VMAX? Well, we'll take a look in just a second. We also have the attack Aura Burn, 190 damage, does 30 to itself. Not too crazy there. We're mainly running this card for its ability to accelerate energies. But we'll take a look at Liepard V, which is yet another new card, which came out in Chilling Reign, which we're adding to this deck. And we're using this card mainly for its ability as well, Hidden Claw. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may discard a Pokemon tool from a Pokemon yours or your opponent's. Very, very cool. It's kind of just a tool scrapper, except it's a lot easier to search than obviously it would be if it were an item card, right? It's also just a Pokemon, so it's something to populate our bench. And when we're playing Eternatus VMAX, we really want to kind of populate our bench with Pokemon so we can do the maximum amount of damage possible with Eternatus VMAX. But that's not all the new things with this deck. We are actually running the Weavile-GX, and this goes actually really well with Moltres. So this guy's got the ability Shadow Connection. So as often as we like during our turn, we can move a Dark Energy from one of our Pokemon to another one of our Pokemon. So this works well with Moltres because we're going to be able to accelerate energies from the discard pile to the Moltres, and then move them with Weavile from Moltres to something like an Etern VMAX, which is going to be our primary attacker for the deck. Very, very, very awesome combination there. And of course, we're running a 2-2 Sneasel Weavile lineup. 2 Moltres, 1 Liepard. We're also running an Umbreon and Darkrai-GX, and this is just going to be another, secondary attacking option. It's got a really great attack here. Black Lance, 150 damage to 60 damage to one of your opponent's bench GX or EX Pokemon. Just kind of a really great damage spread option. Helps us kind of pick apart things, finish KOs on the bench. That's really what this is for. That 150 is nice, but the 60 to the bench GX or EX Pokemon is actually going to be phenomenal in some matchups. It's going to be the reason why we win some games. Dark Moon GX is not a bad attack either. Your opponent cannot play any trainer cards from their hand during their next turn. And if you have 5 extra Dark Energy attached to it, attached to this Pokemon, your opponent's active Pokemon is just flat out knocked out. So if we are able to pile up enough energies across the game, we can just get a cheeky KO, instant KO here with Dark Moon GX, with Umbreon and Darkrai. Other than that, we're running 2 Zigzagoons in the deck, pretty normal, and we're running 2 Yveltals, kind of just complementary cards to kind of pad out the large amount of Pokemon that we run, that we want to run in Etern VMAX. So nothing too crazy there. But this is kind of the new and improved Etern deck, or at least kind of the new flavor of Eternatus VMAX with all these great new cards that came out in Chilling Reign. Hopefully it goes as well. Etern has been an absolute monster deck for just months and months now, and I don't really suspect that to be any different. It does hit for weakness on the new Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX, which is a Psychic type, weak to Dark. So right now might be actually a great time to play Etern VMAX, if there ever was a great time to play Etern VMAX, and I'm sure it's always a great time to play Eternatus VMAX, so definitely pretty cool. Moving on to the deck, though, we have tons of Pokemon Search cards because we have tons of Pokemon. 3 Great Ball, 4 Pokemon Communications, 4 Quick Ball, and then we have 4 Switch cards in there as well. No need to run Escape Rope, I don't think. We're running 3 Chaotic Swell, though. This is something a little bit new. The main reason for that is the large amount of, Path to the Peak Stadium cards, which again was a new card that came out in Chilling Reign. That turns off all the abilities of all Pokemon with a rule box, and our deck is entirely compromised of rule box Pokemon, with abilities. So we're definitely going to want to make sure that Path to the Peak cannot see a lot of play, at least in our match when we're playing. So that's why we're running 3 Chaotic Swells. We've also got, of course, 3 Boss's Orders, 3 Marnies, and then 4 Research. Again, just a standard supporter lineup. Nothing too crazy there. For those of you who don't know, Chaotic Swell, the stadium doesn't actually do anything except prevent your opponent from playing a stadium, because typically when you put down a stadium, your opponent can just play a stadium and knocks yours out, and there's maintains on the board. Chaotic Swell discards both of them if your opponent tries to play a stadium, so that's kind of the main reason we're running Chaotic Swell. It's the stadium that blocks other stadiums. That's really all it is. I'm running 9 Dark Energies, basic Dark Energies, and that's about it. So that's the deck list, guys. It's the new version of Eternatus VMAX. Still the same old crazy 270, 340 HP Etern VMAX that we all know and love. But hopefully, this list sticks around, because it is definitely super cool. And it's a little bit more interesting than previous Eternatus VMAX lists. So, I'm definitely really excited to get into it. Let's play some games. Let's hop on the ladder and see if we can't show you guys what this deck is all about. All right, we're hopping on the ladder, see if we can't get some good gameplay with Eternatus VMAX. I haven't played Etern in a really long time. It wasn't a deck that I typically ever played. I did play it a little bit when the new Crobats came out in Battle Styles, the drastic drawing single prize Crobat lineup, because I thought that was kind of a cool way to play Etern. So I tried that out for a bit. It was fun. Etern is a fun deck. This starting hand, though, probably not that fun. I'm not going to lie. We have 2 Chaotic Spells, 3 switches in hand with a starting Crobat. So not the best, of course, not the best hand we could have asked for. So I guess we might be playing, we're all playing a single strike deck. It could be Urshifu, could be Tornadus, excuse me. Could also just be, another version of a single strike deck, because there are quite a few of them. We're going to quick ball away that switch card, and I think what we have to do here is grab another Crobat, even though it's not super preferable. We're going to Great Ball. We are going to find an Etern V, and we're going to Crobat for, well, actually, we can burn these switch cards, I think. Let's just burn one. We're already down 2 switches, so we might as well not burn that last one. Let's draw 4 cards off this. We do find the energy, which is actually pretty cool. We can attach this to our Eternatus, and now I think what I want to do is, I think we're going to pass here. We're going to pass this hand. We're going to wait. We don't want to put too many cards on our board yet to bench too many Pokemon. I think we want to wait a little bit, and we want to try to get a Moltres down. If this is single strike Urshifu, he might be playing that that scroll card, which could be pretty devastating, so we're going to keep that Liepard in mind. But we also want to make room for things like the Sneasel and Weavile-GX, so we can move around those energies. So we want a Moltres, we want a Weavile-GX, the rest of it can be kind of things like Crobat and Etern V. However, we're not able to extend our board, our bench. He's going to go ahead and just hit us for 20. We're okay with that. We really don't mind that at all. And we actually just end up top decking an Etern VMAX, which is super, super cool for us. So we're going to go ahead, evolve that. It's going to open up our bench, just like we mentioned. Let's bench that Etern V now. We're going to feel pretty comfortable doing that. And then we're going to Crobat and draw 4 cards off this Crobat. Let's see what we draw into. Again, nothing too wild. This has been a kind of an interesting collection of draws here. So I think what I want to do here, I think we're going to be getting rid of all of our switch cards. And I hate to say it, but we're just going to go ahead and do that. Let's quick ball away 1 research, since we're probably going to be researching the hand anyway. And let's grab a Sneasel. We're going to want to grab a Moltres, and we're going to want to grab a Sneasel. Those are going to be the cards that we want on our board here. But for now, I feel like we're going to research. We're going to get rid of all 4 of our switch cards. And I believe we're going to be down 2 research and a few other items in our deck. Okay, so this isn't that bad. We do find the energy. Our board state still, even after the tough first few turns, is actually a bit better than our opponents who had a tough first turn. Let's Great Ball, see what we find off this. We find a Yveltal. We do have some bench space, so I am going to grab that Yveltal. That seems pretty good, if you ask me. And now, actually, what I'm going to want to do is we're just going to bench that, and we're not going to play too many cards because our opponent isn't that, he's not in that great of a position. So we're just going to hit away, doing normal E-turn stuff. This game might not be able to go very long. We might not be able to see the full Eternatus combination. Taking the Weavile-GX off the prize cards, definitely super good. We didn't check our prize cards, of course, because, we're not about that. We're playing on the ladder. We're just winging it. It is what it is. He evolves into the Houndoom, but unless he's got something else in his hand to show me, it's not going to be very interesting of a game. He discards a boss's orders with quick ball, so he's going to be able to find something, that he kind of wants in his list. He might, at this point, be grabbing like a Crobat or a Dedenne, just because he doesn't have that many drawing options, I suppose, in his hand. He actually grabs a Stone Joiner, so this is going to be a single strike, single prize archetype deck. He's going to attach that Stone Energy, and we're going to see the single strike Roar here. And we have 320 HP, so this thing, at the most, I believe, can do 120 damage, which is 240 to us with weakness. But again, he does need that third energy to do it. He's going to Marnie us. Not super ideal. Let's see what he Marnies us into. It's not going to be any switch cards, that's for sure. We see the Moltres, and we have a boss and a Marnie, so we're actually feeling pretty good here. I think what we're going to do, you know, this guy might be a little bit ticked off by it, but we're going to Crobat for a few, and we can just boss up that Stonejourner and get a nice KO. And here we go with the Sneasel, or with the Sneasel, the Weavile. The Weavile-GX. Let's evolve this E-Turn. We're just playing cards at this point, doing what E-Turn does best. Let's attach to that E-Turn, and we're going to boss up that Stonejourner. Just take a quick KO here. Nothing too crazy. You know, we don't have to do anything too crazy, really, in this matchup. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and give us a quick concession. Again, it is what it is. We're playing on the ladder, so I'm planning to just kind of go through and play a bunch of games in a row until we have, you know, a decent amount of gameplay to show you guys. We do hit that Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia-GX off the ladder awards, so you got to love that. And we're going to, you know, just get right into the next one. Typically, I try to have some of my friends or somebody that I know challenge me to a match so that we can kind of, you know, make sure that we get a nice long game. Right now, I'm not able to do that, unfortunately, so we're just going to be playing on the ladder. You know, not too bad. We win the coin flip, though. And I think with E-Turn going first right now is a pretty safe bet. There's not a lot of crushing hammers in our format right now, which is good news for sure. Definitely good news. Again, another interesting hand. Our hands with this deck always seem to be pretty interesting. We're going first though, which is not super preferable. We definitely want to attach that energy. You know, go first and attach that energy. So I think what we're going to do here. Let's grab an E-Turn V. It's going to be kind of our priority to get that down. And I might actually end up burning both of these comms because I think that we want to get an energy down on this board, you know, as early as possible. So we're going to do that. We're going to see if we can just, you know, we're burning 2 comms. That's not super ideal, but we're going to see if we can just find something off this 3-card draw off the Crobat, playing real aggressive, but I want to find an energy. We do find it, and that's definitely good news. And now actually I can feel free to just quick ball. And we're going to grab a Sneasel because we do have that Weavile-GX in our hand off of the Crobat. So now we're not in a terrible position. You know, we can evolve into our Weavile-GX next turn. We have an E-Turn V on the board with energies. It looks like we're playing a Shadow Rider deck with that Cresselia in the active spot. Unfortunately, you know, he's going second, so he's going to get that Crescent Glow off. He's going to be able to accelerate a ton of energies with that Cresselia. A fantastic card. Came out in Chilling Reigns, one of my favorite new cards from the set. Just making Psychic-type decks that much more viable, and I'm a big fan of Psychic-type decks. We're going to see the Fog Crystal come out. He attaches manually to the active Cresselia, grabs that Shadow Rider V. You knew it was coming. He's going to bench that bad boy. And it looks like that's probably going to be his Crescent Glow target. He's going to get 3 energies on that bad boy immediately, just like Volcanion with Reshizard. We all know how this works. And we're going to see another quick ball, so potentially could be grabbing. Okay, so we see the Alcremie. So it's going to be an Alcremie Calyrex. And that's a little bit scary because this deck has a lot of damage potential. This deck sets up. And this thing can absolutely just get monstrous KOs. Okay, so this is very interesting. Unfortunately, though, I think that we're still going to have to, you know, we're still going to have to research this hand. We're only going to have 1 Boss's Orders left in our deck. It would be nice to hit that Boss's Orders, but if we top deck, you know, we just didn't have anything in hand, right? If we had access to another Crobat, that could have been nice, but... Okay, so this is what we're rocking with now. We still don't have an energy, but we can do some things here. Let's play the Swell. I feel pretty good about doing that. And we're going to immediately quick ball. We're going to quick ball away the Weavile-GX. We're going to grab ourselves a Crobat. We do have that other Boss's Orders in our hand, which is pretty nice. We're going to bench this Moltres, and we're going to Crobat, and we're just going to hope that we draw either a VMAX or some energy. We do find the VMAX, but unfortunately we do not have another energy, and that is just very... it's tough. You know, we're not going to be able to attack this turn or even take a KO. You know, we've been a little bit unlucky with our draws. We're going to put this Yveltal down, and we're just going to go ahead and pass. So our board state, if we had that 1 energy, we'd be doing pretty good. Crobat is good at, E-Turn, the deck, is really good at drawing a lot of cards with Crobats, Marnies, Researchers, and whatnot, but we don't run a lot of energies in our deck, so especially if we prize 1 or 2 of them, and again, like I said, we're not checking prize cards right now. Probably should, but oh well. It's a little bit hard to find energies sometimes. Even though we're drawing so many cards, we just don't have a lot of them in our deck, and we don't have any way to specifically search out energies. We're going to go ahead and see that he comms for the Calyrex VMAX here. And we're going to see that Underworld Door. He's going to put an energy on the Alcremie. He only needs one with an Alcremie VMAX to get a ton of energies out on his board. And we're going to see him switch into the... What could it be? So he actually switches into the Calyrex and attaches to the bench. He's got no cards in his hand, but he is going to be able to hit us for 190 damage, which is a lot. I mean, that's a big hit on E-turn, but again, he has no cards in his hand. We're feeling pretty good, realistically. We're not feeling that bad. We're going to get a KO on this active, and we're going to kind of be in a pretty nice position. I think now, though, we don't want to Marnie him, that's for sure, so we're going to have to go and research. We're going to discard the Liepard. Our last boss's orders, too, which does hurt. That definitely does hurt. And at least we find the energy, which is pretty cool. And now I think we're going to Great Ball. We find another VMAX, but you know what? That's not a big deal, really, at all. So let's go ahead and Communications. Away the VMAX. And I think what we want to grab is another Eternatus V. We could grab... Yeah, we're all out of Crobats, actually. So we prized one. So let's grab an Etern V. You know, nothing too crazy there. And now I think what we can just feel free to do is Dread End. We're going to take the KO in this Calyrex. He's going to go down 3 energies, which is nice, but he has a 0-card hand. And this is kind of where Calyrex does kind of fall short a little bit for me. A lot of people run Path to the Peak with Calyrex, but they're not running a lot of Dedennes and Crobats, and I think that the deck struggles when you're not able to, of course, find, or search out a card or a Pokemon to draw more cards. So that's just typically something that I always find happens with Calyrex. With Etern, it's not a problem because we can always find our Crobats. Let's see what he top decks here. He top decks the Fog Crystal, but it's not going to be too useful for him, unfortunately. He's just going to be able to either grab a basic Psychic Pokemon or, of course, an Energy, none of which are really going to progress his board state too far. And yeah, he's just going to go ahead and grab another Shadow Rider Calyrex V. Unfortunately, though, we're all out of boss's orders. We're down half of our draw support, pretty much. And we prize the other ones. So, we'll see. We'll see exactly how this goes. We're just going to attach to this Etern. Feeling pretty good about doing that. And now I'm going to switch into the Yveltal because we never know if we're going to want to pivot. And now I don't know what else. Yeah, we'll leave that last bench space open. It's not super important for us. And we're going to research. We're going to discard these Dark Energies and these other Etern Vs. We shouldn't need more than 2. We do find the other VMAX, which is super cool. Now, the Umbreon and Darkrai isn't going to be super useful to us. It could be nice to just get a one-hit KO with Dark Moon GX, but we're kind of doing that anyway, and it has less HP. It's kind of more in jeopardy of getting KO'd. So what we're going to do, actually, is we're going to switch into this Etern V. Although we had free retreat, no reason to switch there. We just did it anyway. Might as well just, burn these switch cards. And now we can actually Weavile-GX. And we're going to move one off the damaged Etern because it's kind of more of a liability. Excuse me, than the Moltres. And... yeah, we're gonna rock out with that, and I don't think there's really anything else that we need to do except just click Dread End, take another KO, and take another prize card. So we're kind of cruising. I mean, Etern, you can kind of brute force your way into just drawing cards with this deck, and you don't necessarily need to, draw very well with Etern, because chances are you're either going to draw into a Crobat or a Marnie or a Research or a Quick Ball or a Calm, some way to find a Crobat or a draw supporter to draw some cards. He top picks another Fog Crystal. We kind of feel bad for him. We're just going to give him the old well played. And he has literally nothing else he can do. That's just going to be the game. 2 really short games so far with Etern. Not much that we can really do about that. Honestly, let's play one more. Let's see if we can't... getting a good close game. It's okay if we lose. Honestly, we don't have to win, but I would like to kind of showcase a little bit about what the deck can really do. And I apologize if these games aren't super, if it's not like super like crazy close games, but there's just not much I can do. I'm on limited time. It's late right now. I don't have people that I can just challenge and play with. Do I want to go first? Yeah, sure. We're going to go first. You're probably not playing Crushing Hammers. Most decks right now just aren't. And this hand looks a little bit more robust, I guess you could say, than our typical Etern hands the last few games. Let's see what our opponent's playing. There's a lot of Shadow Rider. Okay, so it's Single Strike Urshifu. This one could be close. Could be really close for us, or it could just be an absolute slaughter. And he could just absolutely tear us a new one. Let's draw a new card. Yeah, let's just drop deck. Okay, so we see another second research. We see a Calm, which is pretty cool. Okay. Let's Great Ball right off the bat. What do we get? Okay, we have a Moltres and another Etern V. Yeah, let's grab the Moltres. And I am actually going to Calm. Okay. And we're going to grab the Crobat. I think it's really important, again, that we find the energy. I'm going to switch into Moltres just to burn that card. We're going to draw 2 off the Crobat. Hopefully one's an energy. Wow, we're getting real lucky off of these energy top decks. We're keeping that Moltres V in the active spot. Typically against single strike Urshifu V, they're definitely not attacking on their first turn going second. And if we can help it, they're not attacking on their second turn either. But they're probably gonna be able to get an attack off for sure. Our best bet is to KO this active Urshifu V next turn. Just in the active spot, we're gonna be able to hopefully evolve into a VMAX, fill up our board, and just KO this thing, hitting for 220 onto it. That would be super ideal for us, of course. That'd be very ideal. But it's a lot easier said than done. So we'll see. There's the Scroll of Scorn. So hopefully our Liepard comes in handy. He's going to Dedenne away a Houndoom. So he benches the Houndour, but discards the Houndoom. Goes back up to 6 cards in his hand. So let's see what he draws. Let's see what he's got. Okay, Quick Ball. So he's going to flood his board with Houndours. That's typically the way that you want to start the game when you're playing single strike Urshifu. You want to get these Houndours on board so that you can evolve them into Houndooms on your next turn. And that's really going to be our best way, or his best way at least, to get those energies onto his Urshifu as quickly as possible. He's going to Crobat in the same turn. Draw 3 or 4 more cards. I didn't notice exactly. This Moltres art, by the way, so good. Just so good. And he's actually just going to hit us with the laser focus. So now we're really needing, of course, to now what we really need is to get the KO on this thing, because this is getting real sketchy. So we're going to research, and hopefully we just draw into a bunch of Pokemon to put on our board. This is actually looking pretty good. I don't mind this really at the moment at all. So let's Quick Ball. We want to sequence this properly, I think. Let's Quick Ball the Dark Energy. It's nice to get those in the discard pile. It's technically like a +1. So I think what we're going to do here is... I think we need to grab... Yeah, we're going to burn this Calm anyway just because we have basics, and I don't think I'm going to want to bench Umbreon and Darkrai in this matchup. So let's get another E-turn down. Let's switch into this E-turn. Let's Calm away this Umbreon and Darkrai. And I think what we want to grab... We could grab another Crobat, but we want to bench it because we want to maximize the cards that we're actually drawing here. So let's get a Sneasel. I always say Sneasel because Weavile, Sneasel. I don't know. It's a little bit weird. And then we're going to Crobat. And really, we just need a couple more Pokemon. We find 2 Quick Balls. Okay, so that's good. This is fine. Let's Quick Ball away 1 Marnie. And, now I think we can grab a Yveltal just to have as a pivot. And now we're doing enough. We have 7, so we're actually doing... Oh, no, we're doing 210 right now, so we need 1 more. But I guess we can just Quick Ball another energy. Not the end of the world, I suppose. And we're getting the KO, so I don't really feel like we need to grab Liepard, to be 100% honest with you. So I guess we're going to grab another Yveltal. And let's bench this bad boy. So now we're getting the KO. Definitely really good. We got to remember to Dire Flame Wing here. Dire Flame Wings. Just to accelerate that extra energy. And now we have a Marnie in our hand, which is nice, and we're getting a nice KO on this Urshifu V in the active spot. So definitely really good. And this is kind of what I was saying, that E-turn likes to go first. Going first is always preferable with E-turn. We take the Swell and the Moltres up the prizes. It's always preferable with E-turn unless you're going against an opponent with hammers. When you're playing on the ladder, you can't actually see what your opponent's playing for their deck, during the match. So right now in the format, it's kind of safe to go first because not a lot of people are actually playing Crushing Hammers. It's just not really what's popular right now in the meta. So going first with E-turn, definitely really powerful. Okay, so he benches another Urshifu V. But we're kind of safe because it's really unlikely that he gets 4 energies on this thing. It's actually impossible at this point. And yeah, we're in a pretty decent spot. So he's going to put one of those single strike energies back into his deck. He evolves into 1 Houndoom. So at the most, he can get 3 onto this guy. This is actually the promo one, which is very interesting. Okay, so we see the double air balloon come out. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, we're kind of one-shotting each other at this point. He's going to Marnie us, which is a little bit interesting. Maybe he'll Marnie us into boss, though, which would be really good. We have 2 boss's orders left in our deck. He does not, but we actually have plenty of ways to draw cards and look for that boss's orders, right? We can evolve this Weavile, burn this Great Ball, and then Crobat for like 5 cards, and potentially draw into a boss's orders. If we do, I think that's going to seal the deal, and I think that would be everything that we kind of wanted for this upcoming turn. So we'll see. We'll see. It's been 20 minutes of just E-turn dominance. The deck is actually really consistent. Honestly, the more Pokemon and the more just things you throw in this E-turn deck, the more consistent it seems to be. Although I don't know if that's actually the case. It just seems like that. It just seems like that. So he actually retreats into the Dedenne, so it looks like he's kind of just feeding us the Dedenne, which is interesting. And he's going to pass the turn. Let's say we top deck. It's a Calm. We're going to evolve the Weavile right off the bat. Let's burn this Great Ball, see if we can find the VMAX. We find the V, not a big deal. We can calm it away because we top decked the Pokemon Communications. And let's grab our other Eternatus VMAX. Let's evolve this bad guy here on the bench. And let's go ahead and do this right out of the way, right off the gate. So we're going to Dire Flame Wing, and then we're going to move these. We're going to Shadow Connection. We're going to move these to this E-turn. Actually, I don't know if that's really smart. We're going to keep the energy split because those are kind of our only really attacking options left. We're going to Crobat for 5, and let's see if we draw that boss's orders. Ooh, and you already know we got that boss's orders. And I think, you know, I hate to say it, but I don't know what this guy can actually do from here. So we're just going to give him the heart. Maybe he'll scoop. Maybe he'll concede. We're not able to really get too many close games right now on the ladder. Even against decks that we're weak against, or decks that we hit super effective against, just nothing seems to be working against this E-turn list. Seems extremely powerful and very, very consistent. We might see another concession here. Hopefully this guy plays it all the way out. I think this is the last game that I'm going to be recording for the video. But let me know what you guys think. E-turn VMAX. I mean, it's always been good. It's always been good since the card was released. It's been extremely powerful. Now I think with Moltres and Weavile-GX, the deck is just even more consistent. And yeah, here we go. He's just going to give it to us. So good games. Shout out to Delray, our man. E-turn, it's just too good. Just too powerful. But yeah, E-turn VMAX, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Super fun list. In my opinion, the funnest, coolest deck that E-turn has been for a really long time now. Maybe this isn't the best way to play E-turn. I don't know. It's just kind of the spicy new way to play E-turn. But let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. And if you're watching this, Chill Series, number 36. 36. We're on Chill Series 36. Our 36th tournament is actually today, Wednesday, as you know, you're going to probably be watching this. It's a great event, free to play, 100% free to enter, and we have 500 Chilling Reign packs in our prize pool. So first place gets like 140 packs, which is absolutely wild. Go check it out. Link will be down in the description below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe. I've been Matty from Chill TCG. You guys have a great day, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.